Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Business Wealth Show. It is Friday today, which means that it is Focus Friday. Thank you for joining me and thank you for tuning in. Once again, welcome back if you are a regular watcher of the Business Wealth Show. And if you are not, hello, nice to have you here. And for those of you that do not know who I am, my name is Annette Ferguson. I am CEO of Annette & Co, UK-based accounting firm. I am a chartered accountant, certified Profit First professional and financial strategist. And we help business owners take home lots more money from their business for them and their families to enjoy. The Business Wealth Show happens every single weekday. Currently, the slot is 7:30 a.m., but that may be subject to change when the kids go back to school and all those kinds of things. So watch this space for a potential time change as and when that happens. But currently, we are live weekdays at 7:30 a.m. We are currently live, of course, on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope for Twitter, and of course, inside the Uncover Wealth community, my private community on Facebook. By the way, if you are not a member of the Uncover Wealth community, I invite you to come and join us in there. You just need to type Uncover Wealth Community into the search bar on Facebook, answer the questions, hit join, and come on in. We would love to have you in there and love to see you as part of that community. We are a safe place to talk about money, finances, and most importantly, profitability of your business. We also have exclusive trainings in there every Tuesday for Training Tuesday. So I would love for you to join me inside the Uncover Wealth community. Now, all this week, I have pretty much been on a theme of productivity and speaking about how I stay productive, stay effective, and all those things. And today is no different from that. I am also sticking on that theme today. And therefore, today's topic, now let me get the heading right because I do not want to mess up the heading, is how I overcome my to-do list. That is what our topic is for today. So I want to talk you through the process of how I do that, in the hope that it might also help you as well and support you in your business. Because for me, planning, understanding action points that are required, all those things, they very much feed into profitability. Because if we are not taking the actions that drive and support profit in our business, then we don't get those results. So we need to make sure that those things are aligned. And if we are overwhelmed by our to-do list, we are not going to be taking those profitable actions that move the needle in our business. And that is why I am speaking about the kind of productivity aspect all this week as well in our sessions. Thank you, everyone who is hopping on. Thank you, everyone who is joining me. I do very, very much appreciate it. Come and say hello in the comments. Let me know that you are here. Let me know that you are watching. Jerry, always lovely to see you. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Eloisa, good morning. Thank you for joining me today. Scott, hello. I appreciate you tuning in and joining me. Thank you for hopping on today. So I want to share with you my kind of whole process of my to-do list, what I do with it. I'm gonna kind of go into the pretty much the steps that I do. So I put something in place called Monday Hour One. And this is a concept that was taught to me by Brooke Castillo, who owns the Life Coach School. And Brooke recommends this thing called Monday Hour One. And what it is that first thing on a Monday morning is her suggested time, but I actually often do it in two parts, and I'm going to explain why. But her process that she recommends is first thing on a Monday morning, you set aside an hour and you basically brain dump. So all those little to-dos that you are holding in your head that you need to achieve, you get them down on paper. You just get everything out, whether they are personal to-dos, business to-dos, all the stuff, get it out your head. Look at your calendar for the week, assess what you've got coming up, and get everything down on paper, a massive brain dump on yourself. Okay. And then what you can start to do is you can start to kind of reduce that overwhelm that you might feel about your to-do list, and you can actually start planning based on what is on the page. Okay. You can start actually looking and going, okay, when do I do this? When do I do that? Now I'm going to share with you why I do some of it on a Friday. So what I actually do is I start this process last thing on a Friday, after I've finished all my client calls, after I've kind of almost finished my work for the week. I do this because I look back and I say, okay, what discussions have I had in the last week? What has happened in the business in the last week that I need to make sure I have time for next week? So I kind of almost do an end of week review for my business at that point in time. And that's when I start building out this kind of brain dump for the next week. Then typically what happens is over the weekend, I think of a couple more things. I just chuck them on the list at that point. I don't judge them or anything. I just pop them on the list. And then I have some time set aside on a Monday morning to really kind of go through and sit down and do this process in a kind of looking forward to the week type of way and really understanding that. So I've got now I'm basically sitting with my to-do list on a piece of paper. I'm going to give you a quick view of actually what that looks like, because basically I just write it all down and I have this crazy list. Okay, it is a crazy list. And at that point, I then go through it and I assess, okay, what is it that I don't need to be doing myself? Like, it needs to be done in the business, but I don't personally need to do it. At that point, I delegate it out. So I put that into our project management system and I assign it to the relevant person. I often will also message them in Slack so that they know that this role exists, this job exists, and we get that kind of off my physical list. I score it out, I mark a D beside it so I know I've delegated it and it's gone to someone else to do. So that is the kind of first pass through the list that I do. The next pass that I do is, okay, what needs to go into which time blocks that I have in my diary? So if I've got a time blocked for, client pre-call work, which I do, then, which of these tasks needs to go in which day that I have my client pre-call work booked in. So I have client pre-call work booked in every day. At which point do I need to do this client or this client or this client, and marking that off again on my list and into my diary so that I understand when I need to do each of these things. And then let's say I have some stuff on there that's business strategic. What days is that going in? Let's say I have some personal stuff. I actually use a paper diary for my personal stuff. So again, I put that in my paper diary as to when I need to do that. And I get the to-do list, which otherwise bits would be in my head. And during the week, incidentally, if I think of other things, if other stuff comes up, I do this again. I just do this, repeat this process, so that I don't have this, like I just showed you, insanely crazy two-column to-do list. What I now have is I have the right things blocked in the right time, and I have the ability to achieve what is on this list. Okay, so I have the ability to not only achieve the operational tasks that I need to do or the tasks related to my team, but also the tasks that are related to driving profitability in my business. Okay, and I have that all marked out, transferred from the to-do list brain dump into the relevant time slots, which I spoke about earlier in the week in terms of bucketing your time blocking. I spoke about that earlier in the week, and into our project management system, which again, I spoke about earlier in the week, using those tools in order to support the to-dos in the business, in order to delegate things and in order to understand what is important and what is not important when it comes to your workload. So in this way, what this means is that I do not have a crazy long, overwhelming to-do list. Because if I just got on the list, every time I looked at it, I would be thinking, oh my goodness, I'm not getting through this. This is crazy. Like, what do I need to do next? What happens when? So this time that we spend planning, it saves us so much time in those moments when we have the ability to work on the tasks, to work on the actions that move our business forward. If we have everything in this massive 2-page long to-do list, we really, in the moment, we waste time looking back at that list and going, oh, what should I do next? What needs to be done when? When in actual fact, in the moment, we can just go in and achieve and do the stuff that we need to do. So that is how I overcome my to-do list. Well, first of all, that's how I build the to-do list in the first place. And then that is how I overcome it so that I can be efficient and productive. So that also I'm not holding these kind of to-dos in my brain and causing myself overwhelm because I'm trying to hold on to all this information that needs and things that need to happen. Actually, it's on paper. I've dumped it out already. And as I say, periodically through the week, if I think of other things, if other stuff comes up, I get that. I do the same exercise. I get the stuff out of my head and I get it into my project management, my diary, or my physical paper diary as well, if it's a personal to do. So I hope that helps and clarifies how I overcome my to-do list and why I do it. I do it to avoid overwhelm, and I do it so that I know that those profit-producing activities that need to happen in my business happen. I do it to make sure that those client deliverables that need to happen, and I do it to make sure that I am on track with everything that I need to be on track on during the week in the business as well as my personal life. It takes care of my personal life doing it this way too. It means that I don't forget things and it's all in my diary, and I can work out when I do those things as well. So I hope that has been useful in terms of sharing how I overcome my to-do list. I hope that has been an interesting insight for you, and maybe giving you some food for thought as to what you might do to overcome your to-do list, so that you can ensure that you are getting that time in to focus on those profit-producing activities, that you are, when you're doing your brain dump, you are getting those profit-producing activities on the list so that you at least know that they need to get done and you can schedule the time in to do those. Thank you for joining me. This is the Business Wealth Show, and I do appreciate you tuning in. Like I mentioned, we are live every weekday at 7:30 a.m. Currently, although subject to change potentially when the kids go back to school, which sounds like it might be towards the end of February, but time will tell on that one, of course, but we will update you as and when. Like I mentioned, if you are not already in the Uncover Wealth community, what are you doing? Come and join me in there. You just need to go to Facebook and type Uncover Wealth Community into the search bar, answer the questions, hit join, come on in. We would love to see you on the inside as well. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you mark in your diaries all next week, 7:30 a.m., the Business Wealth Show. I'll see you here. Bye.